Whoop.
Welcome to another episode of Pit Lane Parlay. I am your host, Mike Jokum. Frenchie and Matthew join me. We've got some IndyCar news. The Barber Grand Prix Honda, what the hell is the race called this weekend? Barber race is this weekend, whatever it's called. Yay, sports.
Is it
What do we have
HIGPA?
up?
Is it still HIGPA
Oh, yeah, Honda Indy Grand Prix
of Alabama?
of Alabama. My favorite state in the country. Just kidding.
Hiding the bias real well.
That was mean.
Are you going? Is Shannon going? Or is
Just
anybody?
me.
Just
I'm-
you.
I'm- yeah, slackers. I'm driving down Thursday.
Flights are too expensive, man. I can't afford it right now. I need to save my money for other races.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, flying to Alabama sucks because there's never a direct flight to Birmingham. I remember a couple of years ago, I don't remember who it was, suggested like flying to Atlanta and renting a car was actually cheaper than flying to Birmingham, but like really not worth the time and effort of driving to the airport, flying, and then driving 2.5 hours, 3 hours to Birmingham. So there's really no easy way. Like that's the only thing I don't like about Barber is this Birmingham's like in the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Did you double check
Double check what?
flights and stuff? Because didn't you just move to Indy? Like, how do you know that?
It's the same. I've been looking for the last couple months and the
Oh.
last couple years. So yes,
Like,
I
you
did
sound
check.
like you sound like someone who's lived in Indy for decades. Like, nah, there's never flights to Birmingham here. It's like, how do you?
I
know?
kind of like. I looked very, very passively like this past weekend or last week when I was back in Philly. Like, maybe I don't want to drive, and I looked at the flights and I'm like, no, I want to drive.
How long is the drive for you?
7 hours.
So it's like the Mid-Ohio drive we used to
It's
have
like
from, yeah.
It's like going from Philly to Mid-Ohio, so it's not terrible. It's just literally a straight shot south. I'm going to stop in Louisville on the way down and have coffee with Cassie Johnston, and then Kevin Dejewski is stuck with me all weekend again in the Airbnb, so God bless Kevin.
Do you pay for him to do this? Like, do you cover his half of the Airbnb?
I think he's just like too nice. Like he's just one of those people who
Jeez.
like can't be mean because he's way too nice.
Well, bless his heart, because we've all been there, except we all act differently around you.
Fair.
All right. Well, this episode has been brought to you by, or will be brought to you by Arrow McLaren SP, since half of the news items that I have jotted down for today are about McLaren. Should we just go on a McLaren run here and just plow right through it?
All right, let's do it.
First up, sounds like Pato is going to sign an extension. I believe it was through 2025. And also the current rumblings is Felix Rosenqvist will also be sticking around this second entry there. So it appears that their two drivers will be returning next year. Thoughts, questions, excitement, blue?
I mean, it's fine. I don't have an issue with it. Felix has been the results really haven't come through, but at least he's starting to come around on the qualifying. So, maybe eventually it'll hopefully get better there. Pato, after what was looking like he was like super depressed at the beginning of the year with the way things were going, has started to turn it around. I think he is still a championship caliber driver. And I think if they get a little bit of luck and work on the strategy and setup side of things a little bit more, I think they'll be just fine.
I think they need the stability at this point. They've just had so much turnover in that team over the years that it's time that they keep some drivers for a little bit to actually give them a real chance before just kind of putting people in the car and blaming the drivers for why they can't get results.
I don't know. That works in Formula One, though. Or does it? Because, subbing Antonio Giovinazzi. What, are you allergic to bullshit or something?
Did that get muted or did I not hit the button?
No, you didn't.
Damn.
So we're just gonna go with you're just allergic to bullshit. We're just gonna go with that.
I was trying to find the button, but I couldn't get my eyes open to find the mute button.
No, yeah, I mean replacing Giovinazzi with Guan Yu Zhou is big brain. But yeah, I think it's good that Pato's sticking around. Felix, I don't know. I'm still not completely sold on that. But I think, like Frenchie said, continuity is always good. But if you throw in the other kind of big factoid that was publicly reported by Jenna Fryer, apparently Alex Rossi is going to the third entry of McLaren next year as a full-time driver, thus leaving his only team he's ever raced for in IndyCar and Andretti Autosport. He's kind of the biggest name on the free agency market if Pato is not there. And so next step would probably be Renus. So what do you guys make of this hotly reported and I'm assuming confirmed, because I feel like for someone to report that, it has to be pretty concrete. So what do you guys think of the Rossi to McLaren rumors / news?
First off, I think that Shannon's probably really upset she's not here to discuss this one because I think she'd probably have a lot of feelings about it. So, Shannon, you'll have to chime in on how you feel about it.
No, I got this. Hang on a second. She's probably very excited and super thankful and thinks this is going to be the best signing of all time.
Okay.
Because McLaren can never do any wrong and they're the best team on the grid. Did I get that right?
I don't know how she feels about McLaren, but I know how she feels about Rossi. So,
Oh, does she even like Rossi? Have we confirmed that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
My thoughts on it, though, I'm kind of skeptical on this move. I don't think McLaren has really shown that their cars are worth switching over to that team yet. And to leave your relationship with Honda that he's had that's been very, I don't know, fruitful over the years seems risky to me. But I guess if he's ready for a change, then, McLaren hopefully is on the way up. So I hope it works out for him, but time will tell.
Yeah. Well, first off, from what I understand, it's will be announced later in the summer. There's some contractual things that they have to worry about on the Andretti side and whatnot. So nothing's going to be announced in the next 3 or 4 races, like I had seen a couple places on
Detroit.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
No way.
No chance. So Nashville Gateway-ish time, yeah, somewhere in that August timeframe seems a lot more likely to me. My biggest concern would be, like I feel like a broken record, but the McLaren strategy game, which has occasionally fallen flat over the last few years. You're adding a third car. Are you prepared to handle a third car, and not just any third car? No offense to Jordan King, but this isn't like some Jordan King decent driver. This is Alex Rossi, who expects to be contending for a win week in and week out. And if he doesn't get that, he's not going to be there very long. So that would be my only concern, is if the team is ready to handle 3 full-time cars. But I mean, they've been making some good hires from other teams and engineers and etc. So I hope it works out. I really do. Because I think McLaren, the name is good for racing.
Jordan King, if you're listening, hi.
Yes, sorry.
I was a big fan back in the day, so forget.
I don't think you were expecting to catch a stray this episode, but here you are. So thanks for listening. Yeah, I think I don't really have a whole lot to add. I almost makes me think that Ganassi's lineup is set next year, because you had to have assumed that he would be waiting up for one of those seats to open if possible, and or a fourth Penske, but it almost sounds like that's not going to happen either. So that remains to be seen. I apologize to McLaren real quick. We do have to kind of segue into one topic real quick before we go back to the McLaren episode here. Does Kyle Kirkwood to the 27 car now seem all but inevitable for 2020? What year? 2023?
Is it sad? I almost said 2021 because clearly I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Don't even know where we are.
No, I don't think that's. I mean, yes, I agree. Sorry, I don't. I don't even know how to talk anymore.
Yeah, I 100% think that's where he's going to end up, because if you're letting Rossi go and not really chasing after him, then you've got to put Kirkwood in that seat, or else he's going to be really pissed that you didn't give him that opportunity, and he's never going back to an Andretti seat.
Unless it's for F1, but time will tell. Yeah, I think you can go ahead and Sharpie that one in. I think Kirkwood's going to go there. All right. Sorry, McLaren. We're back to you. Their Indy 500 liveries have been announced ahead of the test that happened. There's black, orange, the blue that they've been running this year with Rosenquist in the F1 program, and white, and oh yeah, olive green. Yeah. Sorry, I got to remain impartial. Hey, what did you guys think of the olive green colors included on the McLaren cars for the Indy 500?
So a lot of times we see what cars look like, in the rendering, and then you see the actual car, and you're like, wow, that's way better. Like even the Grosjean rendering this morning, I was like, oh, cool, another blue and white car. And then, there was an Andretti video or something that you saw like the actual car, and you're like, okay, that's pretty good. I can confirm that is not the case for these cars, as being at the IMS test last week. I saw them in person. I think the only one I don't want to say can deal with, but is like passable is Felix's. Like the green down the middle is like kind of like old school fighter jet color esque, but it's not good. I mean, I respect the artist who kind of like is really trying to think outside of the box the last 2 years for these special McLaren liveries. Like, really cool idea. Just the color combinations, it's a big swing and a miss to me.
So isn't this a collaboration with Undefeated?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what his name was. I was going to say Undefected, but that didn't make any sense.
It's a brand, not an artist, though.
Yeah, even worse.
So it's like a popular, I guess, sportswear brand. And I think I want to say I heard somewhere, and if this is wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I heard this, that Juan Pablo Montoya's cousin works there. And so he had something to do with designing these liveries.
Oh, Juan's going to hate me now.
Yes, because Juan just loved you prior to 3 minutes ago.
He doesn't listen to podcasts. Like, are you serious?
Does
he know waste his time with that?
Does Juan Montoya know what a podcast is?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Why isn't that the first question you ask him this year?
Because I don't want to get punched in the face.
Saturday before the biggest race of the year. Juan, my first and only question for you is, do you know what a podcast is? He just like socks you in the mouth. Yeah, I don't have a better word than hate. I hate them. I think they're ugly. I think it's a swing and a miss, like host said. And yeah, I will not be buying any sort of diecast for that. In fact, next year when I'm at a track, I hope they are like in the 75% off section. Go ahead.
Can you imagine, like, when you're creating a livery, don't you want it to be something that if it wins the race, this is a car that people will look back on and be like, wow, that was a good looking race car. Can you imagine if one of those cars wins the race and that's something like we have to look at in perpetuity?
Yeah, I'm trying to. What is the ugliest Indy 500 car in the last 30 years to win the race? Because you think like the 95 Villeneuve car, like, oh yes, that's going to be in the museum forever now, or like Dan Weldon's 2011 car, like that's going to be in the museum forever. Let's go. I think Montoya's 2015 car was pretty ugly.
Which one was that?
The old Verizon Penske cars before they switched to the 2016 versions. Like the first Aero Kit version car they had with the Verizon was ugly.
They were like mainly white, right?
It was mainly white with terrible branding, no side pod logos.
Sato when he won for Andretti, that was pretty boring.
Ruoff flame. Back-to-back epic sponsor deals with Rossi and Napa, and then Ruoff, both being immortalized forever. Yeah, it was pretty boring. So, yeah, I think that's something the fans need to keep in mind when they're rooting for cars is that this has to be a car we have to stare at for the rest of our lives. Do we really want it to be a McLaren with an olive on it? So coming to a 75% off stand near you soon. But the good news with McLaren is that they are, and I do love you, McLaren. The good news with McLaren is that they are planning to enter 4 cars for the next year's Indy 500. So we will keep our eyes on that.
I have to stop you right there. This is too much positivity, and we need more doom and gloom.
Oh, sorry. But they will likely be in a shade of olive. So now we're subjected to look at it again. So
thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. I think that's actually all I had for the McLaren portion of. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, the McLaren Hour sponsored by Aero McLaren SP, who has no affiliation with this podcast. We thank you. Evergreen does have affiliation with us, so right. Stream Evergreen.
Yeah.
And their green is correct, and it's not some olive bullshit. So thank you, Stream Evergreen. Appreciate that. Host, how was the open test? You were there for one of the days.
I wanted to go Wednesday and Thursday, but since I was Philadelphia before that and my dad was unwell, I gave my day so I could, test myself and catch up on the house. And well, I sat there for the first 5 hours and except talk with Eric Smith and new
again,
IndyCar
not a punishment.
Yeah, sorry, Eric. And new IndyCar social media guy, Dontre, who's a guy. If you see him around the track, say hello. And I ended up having to leave early because the test was so delayed. I had to leave to go get the dog before the daycare closed. So it was really just, I watched about 2.5 hours of testing. I don't know how, I take nothing away from Joseph Newgarden ran a 2:29 in April. Doesn't mean all that much to me. But it was good to see cars on track. Looked like everybody checked everything off their list. It was good to be there. The place looks immaculate. Roger Penske did a great job fixing everything up and painting everything. The troughs are still in the bathroom. I can confirm they're still there this year.
Yeah, but what has he even done for the series?
I'm nothing. I mean, it's going to fall from that probably by June, I think. Probably after Road America.
That's right. Sorry. He just got through a pandemic, but yeah, he's done nothing for the sport. Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say.
What about those saves that we saw at the test and Elio crashing? That was kind of the highlights for me of the craziness.
Yeah, so Newgarden topped the second day. Did Kanaan top the first day, I believe?
I think so.
Elio spun on day 1 coming out of the pits, which he was not alone, which was kind of weird. I don't remember ever seeing a widespread issue. Rossi spun early on, but saved it. Power spun and almost caused one of the biggest accidents we would have seen in the last couple of years. Thankfully, Colton Herta and the people behind Colton Herta missed it. Colton did brush the wall, spin, and I think brush the wall again, but thankfully avoided catastrophic damage or injuries, so that's good. Yeah, I think that was kind of just the highlights. So, I know what I was going to say. The appropriate response to you when you're like, I was there for 2.5 hours, saw some cars, don't know what I was supposed to get out of it. I was going to be a douche and ask you, well, yeah, what was his no toe speed? Was his no toe speed any good?
Well, there's nothing more important at a test in the middle of April than the no toe speeds on a track that is probably 10 to 15 degrees colder than it will be most test days or most practice days for Indy 500 practice. But I mean, it was cathartic sitting there and listening to the speedway cars come to life, and kind of gets you excited again that it's A, about summertime, and B, just, less than, what are we, 32 days from the 500 now? Something, just over a month, I think.
See, I heard what you just said, but what I really heard is it's 28 days until I get to meet Frenchie.
Oh, that's weird. I forgot we've never met in person.
We just casually talk over text and podcasts for the last 2.5 years without meeting. It's fine. I've successfully met, well, I guess lighting. Other than lighting, I've successfully met one person I've podcasted with. And I've been, how long have I been doing this? 2018, 17?
2018.
Jeez. That's so long ago. We've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah, at least one of you is going to be back here, sleeping back here, and the other gets the big couch downstairs. So everybody will be in one roof.
Oh, well, I think after the stories I've heard, it's only appropriate if Frenchie sleeps 3 feet away from you.
No,
so I can snore again. Yeah, that's I'm in the second bedroom right now. Nobody else is sleeping in my bedroom.
So
he'd be sleeping in this room. Oh, well, he's got a door. I don't know. All right. Well, let's see here.
I have one thing. I have to jump in here real quick.
Go ahead.
We have a new 10 episodes ish. Athletic greens. I know Frenchie is a athletic.
I take
green.
that every single day.
Yes, exactly. Frenchie is an athletic green supporter. I just order like an hour ago. It's a product to help with more energy, optimize immune system. If you don't like taking pills and vitamins, but you want a supplement that actually tastes great and want to see what the hype is all about, go to athleticgreens.com. It doesn't taste like it's one of those super healthy, gross drinks. It's actually really good. Also, you're on video, so this is going on video. Okay. And it has a mild tropical taste that everybody looks forward to each morning. With one delicious scoop of athletic greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole-sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. I don't know what that word means. To help start your day right. Special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, nervous system, immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and the most important one for me, aging. So, you can take it whenever you want throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. A subscription comes with a year's supply of vitamin D as well, which is great during these cold winter and spring months. Costs less than $3 a day, so you're investing in your health, and cheaper than your cold brew habit. I feel like that one's also targeting me.
That probably is.
That's 7,000 over 7,000 5-star reviews recommended by professional athletes and Frenchie. You can find it on leading health expert websites like Tim Ferriss and Michael Gervais. Okay, so you can get a 1-year supply of free vitamin D in addition to 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/emerging. Again, athleticgreens.com/emerging. More green.
That stuff is good, but I mix it a little bit with orange juice because I'm not a huge fan of the flavor. But
That's fair.
Other powders that I've tasted are actually worse. I think to get all the stuff that you get out of that, they have done the best job they can in making it taste good. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you to Stream Evergreen, Athletic Greens. I think our best partners all have something to do with the shade of green.
Yeah, thank you everybody except Mclaren for running olive green.
Yes.
Well, I feel like I have to mention now that Firestone and their parent company have launched an initiative to be more, is it zero carbon emissions and more sustainable growth for tires and reusing, sustainable practices and whatnot. So at the pit stop competition and at the Nashville race, the tires will have a green sidewall. So at Nashville, instead of red tires, there'll be green tires. So I am so sorry, NBC booth. But they will be green. So have fun trying not to say reds the entire weekend. The Indy 500 qualifying changes were announced today. I don't know if anybody was expecting them, but there is probably going to be no bumping this year. So I think this was an effort to help make more fun. Question mark. So instead of a fast 9 shootout, it's going to be a fast 12 shootout. And then after the 12 do their run on Sunday, the top 6 of those 12 will redo it and do a shootout for the pole. And if you're 13th through 33rd, assuming there's no bumping, you get to chill. So what do we think of the additional changes today?
I mean, I get it. It's a way to kind of build some excitement, especially for everybody there. But for people watching on TV, you kind of get people drawn in because you don't know who's going to get the pole position. I was definitely kind of bored of the Fast 9 style, really, since it came into existence 6 or 7 years ago, whenever that was. But I don't know, it's fine. It's not like the worst thing ever. And some of the complaints online I've seen are, I mean, what do you expect at this point? Doom and gloom. The series is going to end because qualifying changed. But it's cool because at least you might get a few guys in that 13 to 17 range who are a 10th off of making it into the top 12. Maybe they go make another attempt on Saturday. So I think that is intriguing. Guys who make the top 12, their sponsors will be happy because there's 3 more cars that are going to make that primetime TV window Sunday afternoon. But I also don't think it's something to get like totally flustered over. So sorry, that wasn't doom and gloom enough.
I know, what the hell.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doom and gloom about it either, unfortunately. I think it kind of aligns itself with the road and street course qualifying, where we have a 12 and then a fast 6. So it might actually be easier for fans of the series who watch every race to kind of understand and not have to learn something new about Indy 500 qualifying.
Stop using so much logic.
Okay, well, I'll speak on the behalf of the doom and gloom crowd and saying that it's nothing to get bent out of shape about. I guess I'll start with that, but it's I think the qualifying system without bumping, just like I don't really care about it anymore if there's no bumping. So like the run for the pole is cool for just like the historical factor of we always remember who gets pole, and it's really fun for them, and it's a really big milestone because qualifying at Indy is no joke. However, just changing up the system again, and I think, like host said, the Fast 9 shootout's pretty dull, and I'll actually dig into the numbers tomorrow and share with everybody. Like, if you are 9th going into the Fast 9 shootout, where are you actually going to qualify? Because the only one that I remember that actually far exceeded where they originally qualified was Piggott that one year, where he started in the front row. Other than that, it seems like kind of like, wherever you were before they locked everybody, you kind of ended up around that spot anyways. So kind of redundant and pointless.
I think the only position is like the guy who's fastest on Saturday very rarely was the fastest on Sunday. Like I think Pagano was like the only one who doubled up on that the one year, I think.
So,
but I mean, then again, he was, Marco after Saturday, the year he got pole, was still, second or third at worst. So, I mean, your point is still correct.
Right. It's a heck of an achievement for a driver to do this over and over again because that takes a lot of talent. But from a fan point of view, like it doesn't excite me one bit. Like I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to boycott NBC or whatever. But it doesn't also mean that I just, have to accept it. I just think it's lame and doesn't add anything from my experience. But
yeah,
I'm old.
I'm excited for those who are going, who get to experience it. It's something new. Maybe it's more exciting in person. Like I'm trying to keep an open mind, but I'm not like super enthused by it. But I mean, good for them for trying something new and not just rolling out the same thing just because there's no bumping. So
how dare you?
I know, way too positive right now.
Well, speaking of trying something new, IndyCar has extended their current chassis through 2024.
Again, I don't have an issue with this one either.
Oh my God.
But you know what the worst part about this debate is the people who are going, well, the car culture people are really angry right now.
What's a car culture person?
You know, the people who like Frenchie, the people who read Road and Track magazine and work on their own cars, and
I don't do that part, but
yeah,
not
you know what I
anymore,
mean. You
but
know,
yeah.
you know, like the old school gearheads, the olds.
Is this
And
like
Frenchie,
people that have like a Corvette as their profile picture on Twitter?
yes,
Oh,
Well,
okay,
I
then never
don't give a
mind. Don't
rat's
lump me in
ass
with
about
that.
them, I guess, but
they're saying how terrible this is. Like, listen, we just got through we're still getting
I
through a
get it.
pandemic.
I know, yeah, I get that. But at a certain point, like, the car becomes outdated and too heavy and needs to be adapted to things like the aero screen. And I know in a perfect world, without supply chain issues, that'd be done ASAP. But I don't feel like there's enough being done to accelerate this process.
So, would you? And this is, I don't know the answer. Would you prefer, like, so essentially they're now aligning it 100% with the new engine and everything. So everything's probably going to come out at once, hopefully. Which, if that's the case, completely cool with it. If that's not the case, and something happens again, then yeah, I'd be really frustrated.
Because, yeah, I feel like
So
they've delayed it 6 times in the last, or sorry, three
yeah,
times in the last 6 months.
so that's kind of my one big like asterisk. Like, if everything lines up like they're saying it will, awesome. Like, fine, I can deal with it for another season and a half at this point, season and 2/3 at this point. But if not, that's when I'm like, okay, this is starting to get frustrating. I get it, like everything's kind of supply chain, pandemic, things are a little tight right now. It's fine, but at this point, assuming we are continuing to move forward, I just hope there's not more delays, because that would be a huge setback to IndyCar.
I thought the whole idea was to not have everything at once, like not have new engines and new cars so
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have the
Oh
massive
yeah.
expenditure in
Yeah.
one
Shit.
season.
Hi,
Yeah.
owners.
So to me, this makes absolutely no sense that you would align them, because then you don't get to space out the expenditures for the teams. And this is probably not a better option for them, even though it's delaying it. I don't know. To me, it's, yeah, frustrating, like you guys said, but there's not much we're going to be able to do about it, unless we want to just like angrily tweet the
No,
series, I guess.
you
Yeah,
need to
why can't we
in
do that?
next month, I need you guys to go knock on the IndyCar trailer where Jay Fry is. Start going, what the hell is going on right now? We
I
made
feel like
t-shirts with your name on it 5 years ago. It's time to start paying us back.
I'm going to introduce myself as Mike Jokum if I go do that.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna talk all this shit and then like go up to Jay Fry and be like, "Have you met my friend Matt Hickey?" And then put host in front of me, and he's gonna like pick him up and break his spine in half.
I'm not even mad.
All right. Well, back to, we discussed the green tires with Nashville. Well, Nashville is actually changing some parts of their course. I think the most significant of which is that the restart zone is going to be where the race starts going into turn 9. Thank heavens for that. That
And for the jet
sounds.
ski race.
uh, but I'm really psyched about that because that restart zone last year was just
Horrible.
nonsense. So that's good. So obviously, we talked a lot about it last year with the year one kinks that hopefully they would work some of them out, and it looks like they're actively doing that. So that's good. So I don't know how much we need to add to that, but the I don't know if we actually talked about it. The only driver news that we got this week was that Beretta Autosport is aligning with Ed Carpenter Racing for 3 road course races this season. So that's good. That's another car coming. Beth Beretta is very adamant that she wants to run a full-time operation at some point. So still excited for that. So Simona Di Silvestro will be at Road America, Mid-Ohio, and Nashville. Really excited to see that car at Road America. So partnership with Ed Carpenter Racing, 3 races, no Indy 500, but that's fine. What do we think about the news that came out this week with Beretta?
I'm all for it. I think it's going to probably do some great things for Ed Carpenter Racing as well, because I don't see their road and street course package as being their strong suit. So bringing in another driver like Simona, who's got the European background and has shown herself to be just, I don't know, all around pretty much excellent. I think it's only going to do good things for helping them get better setups. And I don't know, I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited to see it too. Also, I'm not even talking about the on-track part. Ed Carpenter Racing will get, a lot more eyes on it by aligning themselves with Beth Paretta, which who knows in how many ways that can help on the sponsorship front. Supporting Beth, who seems like a badass woman and really has a good plan to get into the series, kind of like Michael Shank, like 3 races, then 6 races, then 10 races in a season. So like it might be 4 or 5 years from now. I might be 100 by the time Beth Paretta has a a full season. But
What, 2 years from now?
Yes, thank you. Doing it that way seems to be the right way to go when you're not flush with a gazillion dollars. And I'm excited to see how it does on track. I don't know how much Ed Carpenter Racing and road course racing is excellent, especially this year so far, but you never know. Maybe Simona will come in and find something that Renus or Connor hasn't been able to find and help them out. And I think the partnership is really cool, so I'm very excited.
All I got out of what you just said is that you're old.
Touche.
I just want you to know that Andretti Autosport, or I guess you already know, but I want the world to know that Andretti Autosport shared a video today of behind the scenes with Alexander Rossi at Texas. And at one point in the interview during a segment there, Alexander Rossi said, "I'll race anything with 4 wheels and an engine."
I love it. I especially appreciated you tagging me in the tweet so that when I got out of a meeting today, I had like 7 replies to one video, and it was you, then Shannon, then Frenchie, then other people liking it, all who understand the joke. Like, thank you.
It'd be a shame if I kept doing that.
I invite it. It's all good. It's all in good fun.
We're doing this in the name of Christian Lundgaard. We will clear his name. Great man. I love him.
He's been falsely accused.
Yes, he's been wrongly prejudiced by host and Shannon. And Frenchie and I are on the campaign to do good.
You should make that your like campaign slogan, the campaign to do good.
The campaign to do good.
It's like the school for the kids who can't read good.
You guys do not want me and Frenchie on the same ticket together. We would destroy this country. What were you guys telling me about SRX before the show today? I kind of didn't get too much chance to look at it.
Yeah, Ryan Hunter-Reay is running 6 races. Is that all? Is it 6 races? Is 6 races the whole season?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Okay. Ryan Hunter-Reay is running all the races. I know Marco is running at least some of them. I don't know if it's all of them. I didn't even look at, honestly, I didn't look at what I sent you. I just sent it to you without looking at it.
He's running all of them.
Okay, Marco's running all of them. So some IndyCar connections in there. I'm sure we'll see some other guys do a race or two. I think Ernie Francis Jr. in Indy Lights said he wants to do at least one.
He's signed up for at least one as a part-time driver. We also have Elio and Tony Kanaan signed up for some rounds.
This is like IROC IndyCar dirt.
Full season again.
Yeah, I don't care.
Tony Stewart. And didn't we find out also that Willie T. Ribbs is going to be in the broadcast booth and Connor Daly is going to be a driver analyst at some of the rounds?
Yeah. Yes. So it's like turning into like IROC IndyCar on dirt. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm interested.
I don't know if it'll be a legitimate series until Lewis Hamilton tries, though.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I wish I was on the F1 episode this week. I have some thoughts about him, but it's off subject. All right. Barber is this week. I know host has the time in front of him because he would never just Google it because I don't know it in front of me. But the top 5 from last year was Alex Palou, Will Power, Scott Dixon, Pato Award, and that can't be right. Someone from France finished in the top 5. Are we sure?
Bourdais, yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. Well, We all know our feelings about France on this podcast and the
Horrible
people from
country.
France.
I love
Yeah.
Bourdais.
Well, whatever. You're biased, so your opinion doesn't count. So
Je t'aime.
I just hope Joseph Newgarden makes it through the first lap this year.
Yeah.
I hope so
Considering
too.
he was arguably and still is, in my opinion, the most dominant driver at this track ever.
I also hope so for Christian Denevsky's mental well-being, being that he will be at the track that Joseph Newgarden makes it more than one corner this year. I'm worried about our listeners and their mental well-being.
Well, they all race in our racing league, the people that are going that we know. And
Yeah.
so their mental well being is already shot.
You
Yeah.
misnamed him. You didn't call him Jeff.
Oh, sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, my bad.
No, they have to be subject to the Xbox party chat during those races, so they're already toast.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the weather gonna be fine. I don't really know. Have a whole lot to talk about with the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Barber.
Friday and Saturday are good, upper 80s. Sunday, there's like apparently a chance of rain, but it might just be hot and humid. USF 2000, actually USF juniors make their IndyCar weekend debut. I know they raced their first race of the year was last weekend in Missouri at Ozarks International Raceway, I think it's called. And practice, there's a Friday afternoon practice. I think these times are central. So Friday afternoon practice for IndyCar is 3 p.m. Practice Saturday morning is 9 a.m. Central. Qualifying is at noon. And there's a Saturday afternoon practice or evening practice, which is in place of the Sunday morning warm-up at 4:20 Central. And then the race is at noon. I think green flag is actually like right around noon, I believe. And I think there's actually pre-race and post-race on Peacock this weekend. So let's make sure to find at least a dozen reasons why we still hate Peacock.
Because it costs $4.99 a month.
Right. How? I mean, it's
I
just
want
not
what I
practical.
want for free.
But also, like, you can't DVR Peacock, which doesn't actually matter because Peacock DVRs everything for you for free.
Yeah.
That's what I read today.
I want the TiVo button to make the noise when I click play.
I can't get the Peacock app to load on my Roku stick.
I can't program the thing to say the cock instead of peacock.
I'm not even going to bleep that one out. Let's just have fun with it.
Yay, we win.
I've been broken.
Our determination, Cody, our determination has worked. We've done it. Cocks. Woohoo. All right.
Not that one.
Damn it.
Like
I tried.
Black.
Yeah, like Dr. Cox from Scrubs, the best film character of all time. All right. Shannon has submitted her picks via text today, so we got those logged. So she has Scotty McLaughlin winning, going out on the ledge with the championship leader or second place in the championship. So who do you guys have as winning?
Pato Award.
Let's say that Alex Palou follows up his win there last year and gets in the win column.
And I will say Marcus Ericsson recovers after a tough race at Long Beach, or I guess a tough finish. He was doing well. Shannon says top 5 contender Jack Harvey is her dark horse top 10 pick this week. Who do you guys have?
Dark horse top 10. Kyle Kirkwood.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Callum Ilott gets into the top 10.
I will bet you any sums of money up to $5 that does not happen.
Then you're going to have to pay for a month of my Peacock because I can't afford to bet more.
That's
than
true. If I bet the $5,
$3.
then I can't put
Yeah.
it towards Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's relevant right now. Who's irrelevant? Who do we consider a dark horse at the moment? I am going to say I don't want to pick anybody. Let's say Sato.
Okay.
Why
Past
not?
winner there.
Oh, that's right. When it rained, is that the year that Hinch almost pissed himself?
Isn't that the year Hinch did piss himself?
Mm, let's not get bogged down on who pissed who where.
Okay.
Shannon has telepathic powers because she knew that you were going to pick Pato, so she picked Pato as her most struggle pick.
All right, touche. I'm gonna say that. Oh, hi. Let's say Penske has their first slip up of the year, and Scott McLaughlin has a rough weekend. Let's go toe to toe with Shannon.
I'm gonna say that Simon Pagenaud continues to struggle from his end of race at Long Beach and doesn't do so well this weekend.
And I will say maybe Grosjean has a tough weekend
Okay.
in his not glamorous livery. First out, Shannon copped out with Devlin. We can boo her now. Boo.
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 I guess one of us should go. I don't know. Let's just have some fun with this one. It's not going to be accurate, but Scott Dixon.
Wow. I wonder when the last time it is that he like DNF'd.
Was it Detroit a couple of years ago? I don't remember if he DNF'd when he like stuffed it in the wall.
I'm gonna say Elio.
Oh, Dixon probably DNF'd at Gateway last year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Renus wreck him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And was promptly cussed out in Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I will say that Rosenquist is first out. And then best rookie, Shannon said, what do you call him? Baby Mac?
Baby Mac.
I'm going to say Lungard, 4 wheels and an engine. Let's get it, bud.
I guess technically I have to take Kirkwood since I picked him.
Yeah,
to
you
finish
can
in the
double
top
dip
10.
and get both wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll take Kirkwood. I'll try to limit my losses to.
I guess
Not
Frenchie
too
kind of has to say Ilod, don't you?
Yeah, I think I do.
There we go. We're all set. Anything we missed today? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. After if you're going to be at the 500 race weekend, there's like a big memorabilia show Friday and Saturday. I'll have more details soon, but some of us will be doing a live show there.
Only some.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, some of us might want to just like Hickey, who hasn't been to Indy before. You haven't been to Indy either.
Yeah.
Well, one of
Wait,
you
you've
has
never
to.
been to Indy?
I've been to Indy.
I know.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like we haven't figured out the details. I just got approval today to get
Oh, nice.
like a loudspeaker in there so people can be troubled to hear our voices while they shop for merchandise and whatever else happens to be there. But that'll be on the Saturday portion after it opens at some point, probably around lunchtime. And so stay tuned for that. I don't know. Oh, and if you go to the link in our social media, there's a new Spotify page that has our video episodes only. Now that Spotify supports video podcasts, if you don't want to use YouTube but want to look at our faces for some reason, I'm sorry.
Why?
If you need help, please let us know and we will direct you to the audio only portion.
Lighting and Shannon aren't on this one, so this might be one to skip the video.
That's pretty much all I got. So everybody have a lovely weekend of racing.